Tiwa Savage. Ole, ole, see him still in mad away. Otumbe, shole, check out your wallet, what day.
Hi guys, sorry I'm my only two words. I hope you're having a nice day, weekend, week, year, month. Yeah, you get the gist. Anyways guys, so I'm here today to talk about 3 most annoying things about Nollywood and Gollywood, Ghanaian movies basically. Yeah, back to the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to talk about 3 most annoying things. Let me rephrase. The purpose of this video is to talk about 3 most annoying things that African movies in general always have in their films. Anyway, so back to my story. These are my 3 main issues with Ghanaian films and Nigerian films. So for the first issue, I believe African films, or mainly Ghanaians and Nigerian films in general, know how to title films the most stupid, useless, idiotic, nonsense, the whole world joined together title. I believe as a viewer, well, I'm using myself as an example. I believe as a viewer, the first thing that attracts you to a film is the title of the film. And mainly, I pick my films to watch based on the title. If I see a film that has a nice title, I'm like, oh yeah, let me watch it. Maybe to have a nice storyline, whatever. And then I watch it, and I'm like, an hour into the film, I'm just thinking, is this the same film that had the same title that I clicked on? Because it does not relate whatsoever. That's my first issue with African films. That's just one issue that really annoys me. Why can't we just give our films titles that somehow, I know you don't want to give out your whole storyline with your title, but why can't we just give our film some kind of title that relates a bit, or that correlates a bit with the storyline, and now everybody will be happy. Not giving your film some next title that has nothing to do with the film. It's just so annoying. Anyways, enough of my money on my first issue. That's my first issue. Now to my second issue. Alright. My first issue and my second issue just kind of link in together. My second issue is with okay. What's the word for it? I don't really have a word for it, but it's just how we title our, we have series. Is it series? It's not series. What is it? I don't know. It's just when you have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6, part 7, part 8. Come on now. Do we really, like, seriously? Do we seriously need 8 parts to a movie? It is ridiculous. Like, you lot don't understand how annoying that is. Alright, let me put it this way. I was watching the film I think it was last week actually. I was watching the film last week, yeah. Let me just put this out here. Fair enough, yeah. If your film has a good storyline, and your storyline is so long and you can't tell it all in 2 parts, fair enough, you can have whichever parts or how many ever parts you decide to have. But if your storyline can be done in max 2 parts and you're stretching it out to 6 parts, that is just ridiculous. And also, it would help if you decide to have 6 parts to a movie and all 6 parts has titles that kind of link into each other. That would help. Unlike having 2 different parts, having 6 parts in general, but 2 parts with 1 title, another 2 parts, another title, another 2 parts, another title. It does not make any sense, because most of the time I click on the film, I just see a film with a nice title, I click on it and I start to watch, and I'm just thinking, wait, I think there's a couple of parts missing to this movie. And then I look at the whole, like, general movie, and I'm just like, alright, why title your parts different titles? Why don't you just give them a title that relates to each one of them? For example, look at Blackberry Babes, and I'm sure all of you guys have watched Blackberry Babes, or at least learnt about Blackberry Babes. Blackberry Babes, there was Blackberry Babes, there was Blackberry Babes, whatever, whatnot, yeah. And then, for example, it's not a film, I'm just giving you an example. I don't know if there's a film out there titled whatever title I'm about to use, but I'm just going to give you an example. For example, a film called Fire on the Mountain. That's the first part. Second part, Eve in the Garden. Third part, Yinka Goes to School. Like, how does that 3 parts make sense? And it's meant to be the same storyline, and all 3 parts, all 3 films has different titles. Like, come on now. That doesn't make any sense. It just makes the whole thing so confusing. It's not needed, because I believe, fair enough, if you're going to have a title, if you're going to have like 3 or 5 different series to a film, just give them title that relates to the storyline or relates to the main title, not different titles. Like you've just put title inside your hat and you're just picking one title out to name your film. It doesn't make sense. That's my that was my second issue. Anyways, now for my third issue, I'm pretty sure all of you guys go through the same stress that I go through when it comes to this third issue. Let me just take a minute. This third issue is time wasting. If they say who are the kings and queens of wasting time in movie, I'm telling you right now, Nigeria will win number one. Nigeria would actually win number 1, and number 2 will be given to Ghanaian films. Well, not so really much Ghanaian films, but mostly Nigerian films. Please tell me how one scene will take up 20 minutes of a movie. Like, there was a couple of days ago, I was watching a film. I'm not even joking or nothing. The first part of this film, you would not believe. I actually timed it. It was about, I think it was half an hour. The first part was 55 minutes long, and this scene took up over 35. Let me just say, took up 35 minutes. Yeah, of the film. It was dancing and singing, and that's it. That was it. It was literally, they showed the car with a corpse or dead body or whatever driving into a compound, and how they walked step by step into the compound. Like, that could have been done tops in 5 minutes. Why spend 35 minutes on that scene? Like, it's just so annoying. Like, little things like this we actually don't need in our movie production. And I believe if all this stuff are thought about necessarily, like thought about properly, we would not have all these issues. Anyways, thumbs up if you agree with me. Sorry if that's a lot. If you agree with me, thumbs up. If you don't agree with me, you're on your own. You're on your own. If you want to see me talk about more annoying things in African movies in general, subscribe, leave a comment below, and tell me your ideas. And if you have any questions, ask me. And anyways, guys, have a lovely day. Bye. 'Cause you ring my bell like a ding dong, ding dong.